last 18, 19 years of a healthcare professional, I've seen many things that contribute to a person's physical or emotional well-being. And the course that With Insight has just launched is a combination of the many things that I have seen work with people. And they really can be brought down into sort of two main areas really, and that is exactly what it takes to ensure that somebody is able to overcome difficulties and problems, and what that person then needs to sustain that essential well-being so they can thrive in community, thrive in their homes, enjoy their family and friends, and just make the very most out of their lives. And there's one other aspect to getting our needs met, and that is, and I'd like to give an example here of a businessman that I was working with some time ago now. Very happily married, lovely family, very loving friends and family, very much enjoyed his job. And he experienced a traumatic incident one evening when he was out with some friends. And this caused post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD as it's sometimes known. Now this causes the brain to actually work in quite a different sort of way, so people are very often plagued with worry and sleeplessness. And it is problems like this that it doesn't matter how many of our basic needs surround us, you know, loving families, really fulfilling work. Sometimes when certain mechanisms of our minds just go a little bit off track, it prevents us from meeting our needs in a beneficial way. So this lovely man was unable to really connect with his children, was unable to find meaning and the fulfillment that he used to in his everyday life and his work. So it wasn't until we got rid of the mechanism which was causing this disruption in his life, was causing the sort of the supply of his needs to be cut off, if you like, that we could begin to reconnect him to the things which provided him with what was a very fulfilling and enjoyable life. Now the same thing goes for each one of us as human beings. We come into this world with a set of needs that need to be met in our life, and we have the innate ability to get those needs met. So what we need is just, I mean, the sort of basic things would be shelter against rough weather, and we would need companionship and an outlet for our creativity, and there are certain mind-body needs that would need to be met, you know, adequate food, stuff like that. And we have these sort of inbuilt driving forces, if you like, to get these needs met. And sometimes what happens is that these inbuilt needs, this inbuilt ability to get these needs met, kind of goes off track a little bit. So if we move on now to another aspect of psychotherapy and how we create and teach people how to help other people get well. We need to look at the way that a lot of attention these days is paid towards the things that go wrong. So psychotherapy really for the last 100 years or so has very much looked at the pathology of illness, you know, what goes wrong, and try to make somebody better, help somebody get better when they're looking at what's going wrong. And thankfully, over the last 20 years or so, from the work of people like Martin Seligman, there's a whole new area of psychology called positive psychology, and within this is firmly rooted the solution for focused and the brief therapy modules which we use with Insight. Any doctor will tell you, or any medical professional, or any of you that are parents, it's very easy to create expectation within people. We all understand about the placebo, no placebo responses within people. And by using brief therapy or solution-focused therapy, what we're doing is enabling people to really focus outside of the problem. And this begins to break down the construct, the foundations of the problem, and allows people to think much more outside of what is going wrong. And it allows people also to begin to reconnect with what is going right. And that enables people to start to create a different way of thinking, and along with certain techniques and the hypnotherapy, which I'll come on to in just a little while, it is a very powerful mechanism for managing a client when they come for therapy, and also to begin to really facilitate that process of change for much more beneficial outcomes. So what we've looked at so far are really what it takes to be a happy human being, and within the settings of a therapeutic environment, how the basic needs and using solution-focused therapy can really help steer somebody towards living a life which is really reconnects them with meaning and their resources, enables them to thrive again. Now, the other part of the course, and a very essential part of any therapeutic intervention, is hypnosis, hypnotherapy, and a knowledge of the hypnotic state is crucial in being able to understand and remove the problem processes that happen when our brains or our minds just go a little bit off track sometimes. Joe Griffin has done some groundbreaking research and has created insights which help us to really understand just how the mind works when people are depressed or anxious and worried and stuff like that, right from very, very small children right the way through to older people. And it is his work which has enabled us to understand just how powerful and effective that hypnotherapy can be. So we teach it on the course because it is a way not of only understanding how things, how people can go off track sometimes and not feel very well and have problems, mental health problems, but also it gives us a powerful mechanism, incredibly powerful mechanism for getting somebody right back on track. And the use of the hypnotic state, which is a completely naturally occurring state in all human beings, is it's a little bit like a route in to the problem behaviours deep in the unconscious mind, and a very natural, very easy, very relaxed, fun sometimes way of changing those behavioural drives to enable somebody to get rid of the problem so they can once again reconnect with a meaningful, full and fun life. So how does all this relate to the course? Well, we teach all of that. And what we do in a nutshell, this course is a new course. It's fully accredited by the Hypnotherapy Association and the General Hypnotherapy Standards Council. Glad I got that out in one. And it's a team of people headed up by myself, some of the best therapists and trainers that I know. It's a fun, very creative bunch of people, and we work through teaching our therapists about how to get people connecting with the basic needs. We teach them how to do effective, really powerful, transformational sessions through brief therapy and the use of hypnosis. And anybody who does the course will have, as many people have said to me when I ran the Uncommon Knowledge course, that it is a life-changing experience, because once we really understand how things, how we work. In fact, somebody said to me once that doing this sort of course is the nearest thing to having a manual on how to be a happy human being. So you have a lot of fun on the course, an enormous amount of support. All of our trainers have been trained to support people and help to coach them in a way that they can get the very, very most out of the course. And all of the people who qualify from the Within Psych Diploma in Hypnosis and Hypnotherapy and Psychotherapy will be confident therapists, simply because you're just very clearly understand what it is that makes somebody well and happy and thriving, and how to change it if they're not.